Hello everyone, today we are going to learn about data types and variables. There are four basic data types in Python: text, numeric, sequences, and boolean. For now, we will just be focusing on the first two since these are just the basics we are covering right now. All texts or strings as we call them in Python, all of the string data types can contain anything that can be represented as a sentence, a word, or all alphanumeric letters. It could include exclamation, the single quotation marks, double quotation marks, a J, K, L, R, whatever. It's all alphanumeric. Everything comes under a string. um, Even sentences and words, as said earlier, like let's say hello world, these are also strings, or just world, even this is a string. However, to represent these, Python uses a pretty simple notation which is using single quotation marks or double quotation marks. Anything that goes between the two double quotation marks or the two single quotation marks is a part of your string. This, if I say, um, I'm just creating a string right now, a data type right now. Let's say uh, hello. Alright, but now I'm printing, as we've already done the print statement in the first lesson. Print simply output something. Print the type of hello. If I do this, it will give me a class str. If I put this in single quotation marks, it will also give me a class str. That's all for strings, and now we move on to numbers. A number is any numeric value, whether it is an integer, a floating point value, a decimal number that is, or any complex numbers as well. These are any numbers. It could be, let's say, 5 or 7 or 8 or 1 or 1.2, 1.5, or even 1i, 2i, 3i, 4i, 5i. However, this is represented, the imaginary numbers are represented a bit different in Python. We will learn more about the complex numbers a bit later in the next few episodes, where we're learning about the numeric data types. Now, moving on to variables. Variables are very important. Variables are basically something that contain and store data for the computer. It always is used in whichever program you go, and hence this is a very important lesson that we're doing right now. Alright, now I'm just going to give a brief example of how variables are used. Let's say I have a number 10. Alright, but now I want to do some changes to the number, and I don't want to do all the changes in one short go, because that becomes a bit complicated. Let's say I want to perform several operations on them, on that simple number, and I don't want it to be very complex. I don't want it to fit in one line. So what I do instead is I create variables. Let's say a, which is my first variable, is equal to 5. Now what I want to do, this is going to be my entire operation. I want to take 5, I want to multiply it by 10. Now with this thing, this is my first step. My second step is going to be take the 5 into 10 and then divide the upper value by 20. My third operation is add 5 to it, and my fourth operation is divide 3 to it again. This entire thing I want to do, but I don't want to do it in the same thing because it's going to be a mess of brackets and everything becomes too complicated. So what I do is, as I'm saying again, I create a variable called as5. I'll just keep this over here as reference. Second thing I'm going to do is b is equal to a multiplied by 10, which is saying that a, whatever a's value is, I want to multiply that by a 10. Then I'm creating c is equal to b divided by 20, D is equal to C plus 5, E is equal to D divided by 3, and now I print E. Alright, so now just to explain this, I have 5 at the start. 5 is going to be multiplied by 10 to give me 50. 50 divided by 20 gives me 2.5. 2.5 plus 5 gives me a 7.5, and then a 7.5 divided by 3 gives me back a 2.5. So my answer is 2.5. This could also, if I write it in a jumble of brackets, I could say a into 10, a into 10 divided by 20 plus 5. This entire thing is now divided by 3. This is my entire operation, which is again going to give me a 2.5. So that's how variables are used. This is just an example of a float. I could also have, let's say, if, as already said, as an example, if John has 5 apples. Taking a different example, if a car has 4 wheels, so number of wheels is going to be my variable. Number of wheels is equal to 4, and I'm printing a car has plus str of number of wheels plus wheels. So this is what print out, a car has 4 wheels. If I run this, I get a car has 4 wheels. Now I could change this however I want. Could make it 8, a car has 8 wheels. Save this and run it, a car has 6 wheels. I can change this however I want. I could also make changes to this over here. 6 divided by 2, just so I get a car has 3.0 wheels. Now if I take this in a form of string, if I say number of wheels, a car has 4 wheels, I just write this out and then I print number of wheels. This is going to give me the same thing, however this thing is now a string. Earlier that itself was a string as well, but now I'm printing a actual string instead of trying to print an integer. If you want to know the data type of any variable, you can use the type function, print type of number of wheels, and I'll get class of str. Str signifies string, int signifies integer. My bad. Print type 5. If I run this, I get class int. That's it for this video. Thank you.